Down on the bayou as you get a look inside the Caesars Superdome here in New Orleans. Here's the former Florida Gator Eddie Pinheiro to get us started. And we are underway from the Superdome. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. Carr going to throw right away. There's Chris Olave. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A good start offensively. 15 yards on the game's initial play.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
From the gun, it's Carr. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. And they get 17 more on that one and another first down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well. And that's what they just did on that play.
Shotgun now for Carr. Olave holds it in. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll make it second down. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball. And sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Throw complete right side to Cooks. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Brandon Cooks. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Saints get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Blake Groupie now for the extra point. And it's good as the Saints have a 7-0 lead. After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Carolina offense about ready to go. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Young will set to throw. That one tipped and it's incomplete. Well, good hands there defensively. That's second down.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Young now. There's a short throw caught by Sanders. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
Now after the false start, they need 8 yards here on third down. Young to throw it. He's got his target. That's complete. Touchdown, Carolina. Adam Thielen, 68 yards. And the Panthers are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
Now Carr. He's got a man complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one good for 37 yards.
A lot of running backs in the passing game, they're just used to check it down to them or maybe dump off passes. But this guy, they use him to stretch the field, don't they?
They stretched it right there, turned it into a really nice game. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
2nd down, and it's Kamara again. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
To throw his Carr. And that's going to be incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
And his kick is indeed good, and they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
So after the field goal, back out his groupie to send this one away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their second drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. On first down, they'll start out with Hubbard. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
2nd down, another chance for Hubbard. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. And that's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
Here now, 3rd and a yard. They'll try and run for this with Hubbard. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
They'll try to throw now. Young. Pass incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Young's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll set up a throw. Able to push his way through. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
And that's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
So a little tardy getting everyone set, and the clock hits 0 before they could snap it.
Yeah, you can take your time and use the clock and try and get set up, but once it gets near 5 seconds, that's when you often hear a quarterback yelling, hurry, hurry, to make sure everybody's ready to get the snap off.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Straight ahead with Hubbard. He'll get 3 of those penalty yards back here, leaving him with a 2nd and 12.
Well, obviously they would have at least liked to have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Instead now, they're dealing with 2nd and long.
I thought they would have passed it after the penalty. Probably wish they would have now. And they'll send the tight end in motion. A play fake. Now Young. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Brian Brzee fought in and got him down.
What a nice read and play by the defensive tackle. Never bought the play-action fake. Went right for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Young. And that will be incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. Oh, this is off the side of his foot. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Set to take over once again. Out comes the Saints offense. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
Throwing now is Carr. And the catch made by Johnson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people who have to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
And they'll wind up getting this to the 37, gain of 9. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Kamara gets it again on 2nd down. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
Well, I would have figured after the 9-yard run on the previous play, getting 1 more yard wouldn't have been much of a problem. But apparently it was, and now it's 3rd down. It looks like, yes, it is 6 defensive backs on the field for Carolina.
They're going with a dime set. Carr going to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 25-yard line. A nice pickup of 17 yards.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
That'll give them 8 that time. And that'll bring up a 2nd down in just a couple.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Ready for the second quarter from New Orleans. It's the Saints in possession. 2 yards to go, 2nd down. As they've got it as we resume action. Carr now to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And the Saints are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. Here's Carr to throw. And that will be caught, but out of the end zone, says the field judge. It's ruled incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Line of scrimmage, again, the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. They'll bring a tight end in motion. Carr to throw again.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Give them credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
And this offense on third down today, they've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
And his kick is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7.
So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
So after the field goal, back out is Groupie to send this one away.
Oh, a good return up past the 30. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here.
The defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
They'll start on the ground with Hubbard.
And he'll work this one up to about the 38. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
2nd down and 3.
Off the play fake, Young. And that is incomplete here. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Looking to throw, Young.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Panthers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, they obviously red man covers their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him
What do you
think,
mean by that?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield. Then he curls back inside for the completion.
Young now from the 50. He's going to float this one deep right side. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Young's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10.
On the counter, this is Hubbard.
And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field. To throw, Young. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a 1st down.
I don't think that run was anything that was designed, but when his reads were blanketed as he went through his progressions, all that was left was for him to run and try and pick it up himself.
In motion goes the tight end.
And they'll run on 1st down with Hubbard. He'll get this down to the 38.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there, but how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
From the 38 now, here comes 2nd and 8.
They'll bring a tight end in motion left. Young working out of the gun.
He'll get this complete to the rookie first-round pick.
His first catch, good for 9 and a first down. Out of the gun, it's Young.
Got a man, that's Leggett.
And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
And these two hooked up on a nice gain to play before, and I always admire play callers that see a play that works and go right back to it, so they went right back to him. The reward, they're set up with 1st and goal.
Young to throw it. And he's got it. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
Hubbard is into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown.
A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
Piñeiro's extra point up and good.
And with it, his guys take the lead here by a point. Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize, like going to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Carr.
Gets this complete to Shaheed.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
The free safety roaming all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play and go fast towards the line of scrimmage in order to make that tackle?
Here's Carr.
That is caught. And he is going to have a Saints first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20.
43 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
As always, no rooting interest here, but that was pretty, wasn't it, to see him break through and then pick up his stride.
Yeah, the guy carrying the ball loves it. I think the O-line, they might like and take more satisfaction out of those runs than anybody else, though, right?
Without a doubt, because they're the ones that often have created it.
To throw, it's Carr.
They'll get this out to Kamara.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
Shotgun now for Carr. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
The offense on third down, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Now Carr.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
They'll motion out one of the tight ends. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. Give him 4 on the carry there at 2nd and goal. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead, because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing about where you're going to go. I might come right back at them with the same play, the same set, and see if they can stop them.
On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
Touchdown, Saints.
Juwan Johnson.
A 1-yard touchdown reception.
And the Saints are once again back in front.
Well, it was 3rd and 1. I was expecting runs. So much for that. They pass it, they score it.
That had the feel of the head coach telling the offensive coordinator, you've got 4 downs here. We're going to go for it on 4th down unless there's a disaster on 3rd. Go ahead and take a shot if you want to. And he gratefully accepted the opportunity and did exactly that. If they didn't get it there, that had the feel that they would come back and try it on 4th down.
After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here.
And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. The Panthers about ready to take over. As this offense comes back out here, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game. And they've been on the sideline for a while. They did score their last time out, but they just had to watch that long, sustained drive, so we'll see if they can shake the rust off.
Yeah, and that's always a question that you have when you have to come off the bench after having sat there for a long time. Are you ready to go? Are you loosened up? But even more so, are you mentally alert and ready to put your best product out there?
That's some good hard running there as he'll push his way forward for about 5.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on 1st down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on 2nd.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd down and 5. And they'll go again here with Hubbard. And they'll hold him to 3 there as he takes this up to the 47.
Young will set to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on third and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
His throw incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Young's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
A tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Hubbard. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 22-yard line. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15.
Oh, that's a big let off there on 3rd down because you've got to account for the running back coming out of the backfield. They didn't, and they got burned, not just for a first down, but for big yardage as well.
He's got Sanders on the out route. It's caught.
And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. The Carolina passing game definitely in sync. They've got another first down.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
Hubbard is in. Touchdown, Carolina.
These two teams in this first half, it's been fun. Back and forth, back and forth. Well, it's not fun for the defensive coordinators, but offensive coordinators are enjoying it.
Yeah, they're having streaks here, aren't they? Being able to put scores together and really bunch them up, and we have a tight game here. You know, we often talk about having the right shoes for the right turf. Today it's track shoes. That's what we've seen with these offenses.
Yeah, it's been an absolute track meet so far and fun to watch.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good.
And that will give them the lead here as we get on towards halftime.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
And the Saints going to go on offense one final time in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. On the stop that time, it was Josie Jewell. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3?
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. But the Panthers going to take over here to start quarter number 3. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better, and I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
All runners count on their eyes to find the gaps and creases, to find open space. There was absolutely none on that one. Totally swallowed up on that play.
2nd and 10. Right back to Hubbard. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 56 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. They've got the lead early here in the third quarter, and runs like that are how they establish that lead in the first half.
I love the fact that you're using the word lead, because they are leading from the front, pounding on the defense right now with the running game, and truly establishing themselves here in the second half.
They'll run a draw now with Hubbard. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd down and 2. A give up the middle, Hubbard. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? 2nd and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy first down conversion. Now here's Young. And he will find his man on the outside. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it'll be 2nd down.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
And good running, going to get this down close to a first at the Saints 38.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry, and they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. Young to throw it. And he's got his man on the out route. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. They get 5, and it will go ahead and move the chains. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets, because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Taken down at the 30.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
And they'll send the slot in motion left. And they just get the play off. Now Young. And a quick throw here, that's complete. That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against them.
Temporarily out of field goal range now as they come up on a 2nd and long after the holding call. Out of the gun, here's the give to Hubbard. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So they decline the hold, and that's going to lead to a 4th down. Here's Sam Martin now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time.
And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half.
Carr going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10.
At their own 18.
He'll start with a give to Kamara.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
2nd and 9.
Throwing now is Carr.
He'll get this one underneath to Kamara.
And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
To throw is Carr.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point, and they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return.
And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10.
They'll send a receiver in motion left. Now Young. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hubbard. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's 2nd down.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there, because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great, because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
Young.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Panthers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time, they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
They'll run out of the gun. It's Hubbard.
And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
I don't care what the emphasis is in the NFL at any given time. Every defense is still going to say their #1 goal every game is stop the run. And right now, they're not doing that, and that really chips away at your confidence.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's a 2nd down and 4.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Sanders. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. 39 yards there, a big one.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
On the handoff, it's Hubbard.
And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Now 2nd and 9.
From the shotgun, it's Young.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
But based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on third. Throwing, Young. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Back-to-back incompletions of what was once a nice drive, stalled out here. I'm going to give credit to the secondary partner. Never gave up as they gave up a few yards, and they came through on that play to deny that pass and force the fourth down.
This is up and good from Pinheiro.
And that'll move their lead up to 4 now.
Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. And I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
After the field goal, on to kick it away is Pinheiro. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
The New Orleans offense set to take over. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Carr going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10.
Right at the 30. They'll try to get the offense going with Kamara. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
2nd down, and it's Kamara again.
Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
They'll see about converting this 3rd and 8.
Now Carr. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack.
Derek Brown drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up 4th down.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Panthers will take over in terrific field position. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
On the give, this is Hubbard.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
And that's exactly what you want on a 1st down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
They'll run here with Hubbard.
And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line.
97 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a 1st down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Panthers out in front and in control of the football as well as we begin quarter number 4.
Straight ahead with Hubbard.
Oh, look at that. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Here's Young.
That one complete till again.
And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina.
Bryce Young.
A 6-yard touchdown run.
And the Panthers get an important score there to extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Well, that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index because now it's a 2-score game here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that this team has played, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here.
And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. Carr going to lead the Saints up here 1st and 10.
At their own 28-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
That'll be taken in by Shaheed.
And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown.
And from the 34, here's 2nd and 4.
Carr now to throw. And that's complete to Cooks. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together?
And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
Here's 2nd and 7.
From midfield, here's Carr. Little short pass here to Hill. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
This offense so far on 3rd down, 5 out of 9 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Here's Carr.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Saints 1st down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6.
And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Carr going to throw.
Again, it's Johnson.
And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that will bring up second down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
To the sideline and incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. Again, it's Carr.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a one-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
And that went to the right side and incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. To throw, it's Carr. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Brandon Cooks with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Saints have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th.
A big spot now for the Saints as they'll indeed go for 2.
And they'll turn to Kamara.
And he will get into the end zone as a 2-point conversion is successful. And the lead is down to a field goal here in the 4th.
After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Carolina getting set to take the field.
Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10.
To throw, Young. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hubbard. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
Well, if you're going to turn things around in a game like this, Charles, those are the kind of plays that you need.
And I just love the way that defense rallied to the football on that one. They got the completion, but he was smothered behind the line of scrimmage. And when you make tackles like that, your whole defense is going to be fired up. Really nice play getting to the ball.
He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
They go play action. Young.
Got a man. That's Liggett. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now that's a big pickup right there, and so often we focus on how the quarterback's faking on play action. How about everyone being in on the deal and picking it up?
2nd, 3rd levels, you could see them trying to recover. They bit. Worked out offensively.
On the ground, it's Hubbard.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up second down. Young to throw it. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Young. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Here's the punter, Martin, out to kick it away. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. And now the Saints get set to trot out there. And you sense the tide turning. They scored, then their defense forced the punt, and now a chance to ultimately take the lead here late. Carr going to lead the Saints up here 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line. It gets this complete to Shaheed. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be second down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
2nd and 6. Here's Carr to throw. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
They went with a dime look on defense, 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Throwing now is Carr. That is caught, and he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
The slot man in motion right. And they'll fake the jet sweep there and instead hand to Kamara. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That's a 12-yard gain now on back-to-back plays.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. A man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Kamara again. And he powers through the first wave, but he's going to be swallowed up behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, partner, I guess sometimes it's just a matter of philosophy. Some say run it until they absolutely stop you, and others say, well, when you think they're about to stop you, fool them a little bit. I guess they should have tried to fool them on that play.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. They run it again with Kamara. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. 76 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive could take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. Olave motioning to the left. From the gun, it's Carr. He's got his target. That's complete. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers 36. A solid gain of 15 yards and the sticks move. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Now Carr. There's a short one caught by Johnson. Even with him busting through the contact, he'll still be stopped just inside the 35. Second down, 8 yards to go. Now Carr.
Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
A big play looming on third down. Carr to throw. And this nearly intercepted. Probably should have been. Had he caught it, it would have sealed it. Instead, one more chance coming up on fourth down.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
And this one is right through. And we are all tied here in the final stages. So a big kick to get this back to even. Yet now the worry is, did you leave too much time on the clock? Because another field goal the other way, that does you in.
You're exactly right. You didn't get into overtime yet. So now as a defense, you've got to think to yourself, you can't play prevent defense and just give up big chunks of yardage in front of you, but you also can't let anyone behind you. So you sit right on the line between the two, play the best defense you can, and not make it easy for them to move the ball downfield.
Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the fourth as the kick's away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The possession of the football goes over to Carolina. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Young. Checks this down to Hubbard.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
They'll come up now on 2nd down. Young. And that one too wide and incomplete.
Couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You're having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
Now Young. Able to find Thielen. And he is going to have a Panthers first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8. Young to throw. Into the hands of Sanders.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point, you have to have a splash play in there as well.
Here's 2nd down and 3.
Young.
He'll dump this one off to Hubbard.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2.
Two timeouts still available in this final minute. It's 1st and 10 now. They'll run with Hubbard.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Here's 2nd down. A give running right. It's Hubbard.
Down to about the 22 here.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a second and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to third and manageable with that run.
A big one coming for kicker Eddie Pinheiro.
He made his only attempt earlier. This for the win. And his kick is right there. It's good, and the Panthers have won the football game.
So no shortage of offense in this game, but a very clean game too, Charles. Each side got its points, but they did so without committing a single turnover.
That's so true, and it certainly felt like NFL football at its finest, right? You talk about the highest level from both of these offenses. Neither one of them afraid of taking risks, and both of them aggressively pushing it downfield. I did like, Brandon, how smart they were about going about their business, though. They were high flying, but they took care of the ball.
Yeah, they did. And just keeping it clean in a game like this with all these points, you don't see that very often, even at the highest level. Job well done by both sides.
I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.